I hope you're ready to sing, because we even have lyrics up for you today. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. That forever is already mine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yet forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. You sound great. I'm going deep. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. Yet forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. I'm rising up to know the divine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. Yet forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul.
Woohoo! You sound good.
Ready? 2, 3, 4. Holy, holy, holy ground. We are standing on holy ground. Love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground. Holy, holy, holy ground. We are standing on holy ground. Love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground. Holy, holy, holy ground. We are standing on holy ground. Love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground. Holy, holy, holy ground. We are standing on holy ground. Love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground. 2, 3, 4. Holy, holy, holy ground. We are standing on holy ground. Love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground.
Grateful to have that back. I am Reverend Russell Gear. I'm your assistant minister, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. And if you are joining us for the first time or the first time in a long time, we especially want to welcome you. Also, thank you so much to our amazing live stream and online viewers. We are so grateful that you're sharing this time with us, and we're especially grateful for all of our online viewers who have been sharing and liking our service and getting the word out. We're so grateful for that too. So if you would like more information about what is happening at our center, because believe it or not, things happen here not on Sundays. You can find out on our website, www.cslsr.org, and you can find that what's going on our Sunday bulletin on the website. And you do that by clicking on the Sunday links button, and then there's a Sunday bulletin button there along with all of the links to our live stream. So it's really easy to see, and then that Sunday bulletin says everything that's going on throughout the week here. Now, at the Center for Let me start again here. I've had too much coffee this morning. At the Center for Spiritual Living here in Santa Rosa, we are motivated by a vision of a healthy, loving world. It is known as the Global Vision, and it calls us to imagine a world that works for everyone. And we envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. A world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. Now, we're a community-supported organization, and your generosity helps us to sustain the work toward that vision that I just gave you. We are so grateful for all of the gifts that you give us, whether it's financial, whether it's volunteering, or just bringing your beautiful selves here and online on our Sundays. We're so grateful for you. And there are 4 ways that if you choose to give financially that you can contribute that support to the center. And the first is giving online through our website. You can also send us a check. We have a new thing called Text to Give, where you can send a text message to 707-675-2399 with the dollar amount, and if it's your first time, it'll walk you through how to set that up. So every subsequent donation that you do, it will automatically be deducted, which is very fast and convenient. I use it myself. I love it. And then finally, for everybody who's in person today, there will be baskets on your way out of this service if that's how you choose to give. So no matter how you give of yourself with our center, please know that we're so grateful for you. We're grateful for all of the gifts, whether they're financial, volunteering, or just bringing that consciousness with you. Thank you for that. Now, you may know that today is Mother's Day. Yeah. I know. And if you didn't know, for those who are here in person, we have a little table outside that's covered with Mother's Day coloring pages and crayons for our younger members of the community. And you can certainly sit with your children out there and color with them. You can also take those coloring pages home with you along with those little packages of crayons and color them up and bring them back to us, because we're going to take them and we're going to put them on the bulletin board outside so that we can see all of the beautiful coloring from your kids, because we love that. We love to see that stuff. And because it is Mother's Day, I'd like to take this moment to honor all of the mothers who are in our audience. So if you are a mother, please stand so that we can acknowledge you. Oh, wow, there's so many. I love it. All right, okay. Now, if you are a grandmother, please remain standing. And this is my favorite part. If you are a great-grandmother, please remain standing. All right, and we would also like to acknowledge that sometimes, people have to stand in the role of mother, even though they might not be a biological mother. So if you have fulfilled that role in someone's life, please stand so that we can acknowledge you. And then finally, if you are watching online and you would like to acknowledge the mothers in your life, please post an acknowledgement and maybe a photo of your mother on our Facebook group or in the comments of the live stream on Facebook. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all of the wonderful mothers in our community. Your presence here is such a blessing. We exist because of you. We do. We really do. So it's wonderful that we get to share that today. Now, because it's Mother's Day, we also have a wonderful flower dedication here from Jilly Iverson, and she actually arranged this flower arrangement herself. And she writes to us that this is a dedication for all of the mothers who may have lost children. And her poem goes, "When the day is at a close, I look up and find your stars. The brilliance of your essence winks down at me. You whisper, I'm okay. Even though you left us too soon, I love, love, love you to the moon." Honoring all the mothers that had to let go too soon, Jilly. So thank you for that, Jilly. I know I'm trying not to get a little choked up myself reading that. It's so beautiful. So I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and Reverend Tara's, Reverend Tara's over there. I'm looking for her in that chair over there. Reverend Tara's message today is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. You are so welcome here. Now, please sit back, enjoy some music before our short time of silent contemplation, before our opening prayer. Thank you for being here.
Still my mind, be at peace, in my awakening, I release, with my heart, free my soul. In my awakening, I am whole. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. As I love, as I give, in my awakening, I choose to live. Give me strength. Shine your light. In my awakening, clear my sight. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti Om. Shanti.
There is only one life. It is formless divine energy, everywhere present. Its essence, the center and circumference of all, infinitely present. It is the universal consciousness of love. It is that spacious wholeness that holds and enfolds. It is a divine pattern, whole, complete, and perfect, cyclical, rhythmical, changing every moment. It simply flows in, as, through, and surrounding each of us, creating from itself all of the qualities it is. It is life incessantly flowing. As I am united with that divine energy, the essence that's all around, so is each person in this sanctuary and beyond. Each of us graced in human form, walking through our day, the divine at our core, showing the world what our individuated expression is. Life announcing itself in individual ways. I know for this service this morning, a peacefulness, calm, love, serenity, and goodness for all, the highest goodness for all, as it is announced through the announcements, the prayer, the music, and the message. I know this day is glorious for each one of us in some way, and that each of us takes away a part of this service to internalize for ourselves and share with the world. I give great thanks for this time, knowing that as I release it into the law of mind through the law of action, it is answered prayer. And together we say, and so it is. Good morning, everybody. Please look on the board My name, oh, thank you. My name is Peggy Weber. I forgot that I'm a prayer practitioner here. Look on the board and please read the affirmation with me. I face my fears through courage, strength, and faith. And so it is.
Open your mind, unfold your heart, unlock your senses, feel every part. You ain't got a thing to fear, looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down, go deeper still until you've come unwound. Unbound. Breathe every breath, release your cringe. Live without waiting, slowly unhinge. Now you ain't got a thing to fear, looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down, go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. You can stop waiting for love to find you. Look inside your heart. Love's already who you are. Who you are. So lift up your voice, let it be heard. Tell me your story, tell it to me, and don't leave out a word. 'Cause I think I have been there too. Well, I'm a seeker just like you, and you ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down, go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. Now lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, down, down. Unbound. Lay it on down, down, down. Lay it on down. Unbound. Open your mind, unfold your heart.
Christopher, help. I'm caught up. And while Christopher helps me in this way, through there, and then up and over. Thank you. I also want you to acknowledge Christopher and all of the band. That group of 7 showed up on 7 days' notice based on a text. Bless you. So I don't know how many of you are up at 6 a.m. to watch Dr. Edwards' devotional prayer. I have managed to do that sometimes. And one of the things I notice is he doesn't always read the reading that's assigned. He either edits it or he throws it out entirely. So I am going to follow his lead with this talk. I am going to suggest an alternate affirmation, and here it is. I welcome my fears with curiosity, grace, and compassion. I invite you to write that down. Now let's read it one more time and notice how your body feels. I welcome my fears with curiosity, grace, and compassion. Doesn't take courage and fear and strength and faith. It takes opening to welcome with grace and curiosity and compassion. Today's talk title is The Fear Factor. My intention is to shed light on the possibility that we can be in the awe and wonder of the truth of who we are at the same time as we experience the day-to-day experience of our human life. To begin that exploration, here's a reading from Ernest Holmes. You must learn to have confidence in life, to believe it, to trust it, and to have faith in it. And you must come to feel that it returns that love and confidence, that as your love goes out to it, its love returns to you multiplied, just as it does when you love people. For love begets love, confidence inspires confidence, and faith is met with faith. You belong to the universe. Even God has need of you. Love is really the wellspring of your life. Bringing that freedom, that grace, that trust in life, unbound by stories that limit us. Let's explore this topic of fear. There are several acronyms for fear, F-E-A-R. The first one that comes to mind, slightly edited, is F-word, everything, and run. Back in the day of saber-toothed tigers and other life-threatening hazards, fear was a survival skill. Noticing a threat and either killing it or running away from it was essential to being around the next day. Today, it's far less common to face the sort of threat that gives rise to instinctive fear. Most fear these days come from stories we've told ourselves based upon childhood experiences and past events. Something reminds us of something in the past. That scary memory comes alive. We look at what's happening in this moment through the lens of that memory and run away, at least metaphorically. We run in the other direction because an opportunity feels too risky. We might fail. We're afraid of what other people may think or say about us. There's a need to protect ourselves because the world is a scary place. So many stories that cause us to run, even when running may not be our best choice. If we can't avoid whatever has brought up the scary story, can't run away, we can deny the situation. Lock it away somewhere where it just lurks in the background and then suddenly springs back alive, perhaps when we least expect it. My mother's favorite response when the kids asked her if anything was wrong was, "No, everything's fine." That was our signal to prepare for something to fall apart. Everything clearly wasn't fine, despite Mom's claim that it was. In Science of Mind, we can drop into a similar unhelpful denial. We call it spiritual bypass. When there's something difficult or challenging in life, we believe good religious scientists are not supposed to acknowledge anything that isn't perfect. So, we ignore our experience, discount it. Since I am one with all that is, everything must be fine, even when that's not our human experience. Leaping over the challenge or experience which might have something of value, we miss the opportunity to be with what is, to be present to life. In this denial, we pay attention to stories that explain, contain, and limit our experience of life. Here's how Ernest Holmes sees both the facts of a situation and the truth of the unfolding reality. Physical pain is not necessarily an enemy, since it calls attention to serious conditions which need to be changed, thus enabling one to take the proper steps in rearranging their life. Therefore, we should not be bitter over it, nor become melancholy through having experienced it. Fear or any other discomfort is something that is asking for attention. Rather than deny its effect, we hold the I am of who we are, as we also listen for what the pain is about. Another way we try and avoid uncomfortable feeling is with distraction. Here's what Mary O'Malley has to say about this strategy of distraction. The mind is a masterful denial and distraction machine. It will stay busy. It will daydream. It will distract itself with electronics. It's addicted to judging itself, lost in the endless game of trying to make itself better. It also loves to make other people responsible for its feelings, and it even indulges in compulsions and addictions that could kill it, all in order not to experience what you are experiencing. So if you brought your journal, here's the first question for you to write down. How do you distract yourself from being with what is? How do you distract yourself from being with what is? And if you don't have this journal, you can pick one up out in the sanctuary or email us, and we'll make sure to mail one to you. There is an alternative to running away from fear, denying it, or distracting ourselves in hope it will just go away. Mary O'Malley, author of What's in the Way is the Way, encourages us to wake up to life. The idea is that each of us is okay, just the way we are. She describes okayness as the experience of being in a beautiful meadow. That's what Ernest Holmes was pointing to in that first reading at the beginning of my talk. What's puzzling is that much of the time we are not aware that we are in that meadow. We miss out on the experience of flow, spaciousness, light, love, stillness. The sense that all is okay, just the way it is. Instead, we're caught up in what she calls the clouds of the storyteller, the voice in our head that judges, labels, complains, points out the ways we could fix things, especially how to fix ourselves. Many of its comments start with, "What if such and so happens?" Or, "If only you did or had or didn't have this thing or that person, then everything would be great." The storyteller has a story for every circumstance and keeps our head in the cloud of struggles rather than experiencing the beauty of the meadow. As I was writing this talk, I received a text requesting prayer for someone who had been seriously injured. Can I stand in the truth of the essential good of life while speaking a prayer for this person? As I settle in to pray, I am present to the grief, the shock, the anger at the unfairness, acknowledging the pain of this experience for loved ones and friends. And I know without a doubt that love accompanies the family, the medical practitioners, and all those impacted by this circumstance. Every bit of it. They are supported, companioned, and comforted in what is happening. I trust the unfolding, whatever it is, as I also hold the hopes and prayers of the family for the best outcome. Those moments of prayer, breathing in all the difficult, unbelievable circumstances without running away into what ifs or oh my gods or don't worry, everything's fine, called me into presence, acceptance, and trust. I don't deny the impact of what happened. I am with that event, even while all is held in spirit. This both and is important. Mary O'Malley is not suggesting that we hide out in the meadow of okayness and ignore the experiences and challenges of our life. Rather, what she and others invite us into is to know the centering goodness of who we are, and then from that space, take some of our attention to whatever the challenge is. Don't get dragged into all of it, losing our center, losing our sense of who we are. That's the both and that's so important. Here's how she describes life as it is. Life is a highly intelligent, benevolent, unfolding force that includes violence and death. Life is for life, and it knows what it is doing. Yes, there is pain in life, but there is much more suffering when you aren't open to its flow. Life is not always likable, but it is always for you. That is a core element of our teaching. Life is for us, no exceptions. So, what are we afraid of? Do our stories create scary things that aren't so? I was talking a while back to a friend of mine who had had the opportunity to speak at a center. And after her talk, she had all the busy critic, oh, I should have done this, that was too long, I forgot. All of those things that our mind creates, our storyteller creates, after we've accomplished something. It happened that a week or two later, she was at a friend's house, and her friend was watching the talk, so she sat down and watched it. At the end of it, she said, wow, that was pretty good. All those stories had simply brought alive an old story that she had, that she wasn't good enough, that she didn't get it right. And in fact, she did very well. One of my fears has been that I would grow up to be like my mother. All her worst qualities, of course, and I say this even on Mother's Day. She suffered occasional bouts of mania, of out-of-control hodgepodge of expressiveness, acting out, creativity, and total nonsense. What I took away from that experience as a child was, if I ever let myself get really enthusiastic about something, out of control, I would be crazy like my mother. That fear still haunts me now and then. When I'm bursting with excitement about some idea or activity, it's one of the stories of my childhood. Have I ever gone crazy from my passionate experience? Not once. Have I felt alive, present, exuberant in my enthusiasm? Absolutely, every time. So long as that storyteller didn't start telling me I better watch out or I'd go crazy. That story, as well as my friend's fear about the quality of her talk, are examples of another fear acronym: false evidence appearing real. It's another one of those tricky ways the storyteller shows up. The ways you and I deal with fear, running away, denying it, distracting ourselves, none of those is a solution. The way to soften fear, to keep it from dragging us off into the clouds of struggle, is to get to know it, to welcome it with curiosity, grace, and compassion. Getting to know our thoughts and beliefs through a self-inquiry, meditation, classes, and other practices is at the heart of this teaching, The Science of Mind. That practice is relevant to our relationship with fear. Before I dive into that a bit more, I want to clarify a couple of terms. The difference between emotions and feelings. Emotions reside in the body, perhaps the belly, the throat, the chest, the shoulders. Feelings are the mind's labeling of the body's signals. To get a sense of what I'm talking about, I invite yourself to imagine yourself standing in line for something. You notice a kind of sensation of butterflies in your stomach. Just for a moment, imagine waiting in line and that sense of butterflies. Now I'll give you two different scenarios about the line you're waiting in. Notice what happens. Here's the first. You are standing in line to ride a huge roller coaster so that your 9-year-old child or grandchild can ride it. What are you feeling? Second scenario. You are standing in line waiting to ride your favorite roller coaster. What are you feeling? Same imagined bodily sensation of butterflies. When asked, your mind labeled what you were feeling, most likely different in each circumstance. This next bit is really important. Let's say you're a grandparent standing in line because you love your grandchild and would do almost anything for them, even ride a roller coaster. As you are standing in line, you are caught up in your thoughts. OMG, what was I thinking? Last time I did this, I almost barfed. Why do they require an adult to be with a child under the age of 10? I sure am an awesome grandmother. The storyteller is having a field day, and you're not present. Your grandchild is jumping up and down with excitement, pointing out the loops, asking how long before you get to ride, and your storyteller is distracting you from the joy and experience of the present moment. The point is, don't get so caught up in the stories that your storyteller rattles off that you miss what is happening in the moment. You want to experience life as the subject of life, in the meadow, not as the object of a story about life in the clouds of suffering. Curiosity is a bridge to getting to know your experience of life, and that's the stories that you take out of the experience, and the stories that take you out of the experience of the storyteller's ramblings. Be sure your curiosity has a generous dose of compassion and that mystical thing called grace. Hold it lightly, perhaps light-heartedly, becoming curious about the storyteller and its stories. It is not the evil villain of this tale. It is what it is. You can get to know it. You can also set aside judging, blaming, making wrong. Be a good example to your storyteller. Ernest Holmes had advice for practitioners working with their clients, which he calls patients. Imagine you're a good practitioner working with fear as your client. Here's what Holmes has to say. The cold statement, "You are already perfect and the only thing wrong with you is a false belief," will never heal. It will arouse antagonism and conflict, which will reflect back and forth subconsciously between the mind of the practitioner and the patient. The patient, in this case fear, should be received with sympathy and with love, with tolerance and understanding, and never with a lofty attitude which looks down from the heights of its own conceit, either with pity or condemnation. This attitude cannot heal. In the same way, Holmes urges practitioners to receive their patients with sympathy, love, and understanding. So I invite you to welcome your fears. Do not see your discomforts as signs that you're still not enlightened. See them as calling attention to stories that may no longer serve you. Here's another question to consider over the coming week. What would you like to get to know, what would it be like to get to know your fears rather than be afraid of them? What would it be like to get to know your fears rather than be afraid of them? As someone observed in our diversity conversations, love is not the antidote to fear. Knowledge is the antidote to fear. Welcome your fears with curiosity, grace, and compassion. You may be surprised at what unfolds. And remember, you are not alone in this exploration. Love is the foundation that holds it all together. Again, Ernest Holmes, our founder. Love is an essence, an atmosphere which defies analysis, as does life itself. It is that which is and cannot be explained. It is common to all people, to all animal life, and evident in the response of plants to those who love them. Love reigns supreme over all. Here's your final question for this week, suggested by Dr. Edward in his devotional prayer this morning. What would love have you do today? What would love have you do today? Earlier in this talk, I shared Mary O'Malley's metaphor of the meadow of okayness. I can't resist sharing Ernest Holmes' version of the meadow, what he calls spiritual experience. We need spiritual experience, a first-hand knowledge of life and reality. We can know only that which we experience. Spirituality may be defined as an atmosphere of good, the realization of God. It cannot and does not borrow its light from another, no matter how great or noble that other may be. It springs from within, coming from that never-failing fountain of life, which quenches every thirst, whose source is in eternity, the wellspring of self-existence. In that wellspring of self-existence, in the meadow of okayness, fear is nothing to be afraid of it. It invites us to be present to the wonder and awe of life, every bit of it. I welcome my fears, my joys, my sorrows, all of life with curiosity, grace, and compassion. Please join me in prayer. There is one power, one presence, one infinite love expressing itself in every single moment, every single place, every single everywhere. That one love is the essence of who I am, the divine spark within me. As that is so for me, it is so for everyone listening to these words. Love is the essence, the container, the companion, the foundation of our being. Knowing that, I know that experiences in our life are to be welcomed and greeted with openness, with curiosity, with grace and acceptance. That there is a sweet spot within us that knows the goodness of life and the richness of all that life brings, every single bit of it. I celebrate that sweet spot. I know it to be the heart of all, and I am grateful to know this. With celebration and thanksgiving, I release this word into law and into love, knowing its truth. And together we say, and so it is. So as you're ready, take another breath and come back to this room. I want to acknowledge every one of you in this time that used to be the time of passing baskets for the many ways in which you support this center. Your presence, your contributions, your engagement with other activities, your selfless service. Oh my goodness, thank you. It is because of you that this spiritual living center has its ability to value compassion and love and integrity. Take just a moment to appreciate that beautiful cycle of giving and receiving that is this community. Blessings to you all. And now, Reverend Russ, what's happening here?
Oh, lots of things are happening here. Thank you, Reverend Tara, for that wonderful, wonderful reminder. Yes, let's give Reverend Tara some more love. Well, so today's the day. You're probably wondering, what day is it other than Mother's Day, right? Today is the day that we draw the winners for our fantastic Bookstore Buddha raffle. So for everybody who's here, you've seen that wonderful Buddha sitting outside of our bookstore. We are doing that drawing this afternoon. So if you are here in person, you still have time to get raffle tickets. You can get them right from the bookstore there if you're interested in that. And we also are going to have 6 second place winners who will each receive 6 books of their choice from the bookstore. So there's some wonderful prizes. I encourage you to check that out on your way out here today. And as more people begin to show up in person at our service, and we've got so many people here today, it's wonderful to see, what we've been seeing is that we need more volunteers. We need some more help. We need greeters, we need coffee servers, cleanup people throughout the week, people on our tech team, etc. And as our wonderful center comes back to life, this is going to continue to be a need. So we're looking for your help. because your help is so wonderful, and we're so grateful for that. So please be sure to stop by the information table on your way out if you're interested in helping out. Don't worry if you don't have training, because we will train you. We will show you how to do all of the various things that help our center to thrive on Sundays as well as throughout the week. Our wonderful Being and Belonging group is meeting today at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time over Zoom, and they're inviting you to join them as they explore the intersection of emotion, creative power, and the divine impulse in our beingness, in our everyday affairs. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can go on our website and click on the picture of the rainbow-colored sand, and they're having that meeting over Zoom today. Now, as we are working very hard to reimagine what youth and family looks like at our center, we are looking for input for our wonderful parents and grandparents, and I saw so many of them here today, so we're looking for your input. Would you consider filling out a short survey that we've put up on our website to help us to better provide our youth programs with your input, with your ideas, with what you're looking for, what your kids are looking for? That's what we're really looking for. That is, like I said, on our website, and you can find it by clicking on the picture of the finger painting little girl. Trust me, you will know it when you see her. She's very cute. Finally, registration is coming, actually open today for my upcoming core class, The Roots of Science of Mind. So you can find out more details about that class on our website, including information about discounts and scholarships that the wonderful Reverend Tar in our education ministry is helping to make happen so that our classes can be as accessible to you as possible. Please feel free to ask me about the class after service, too, if you're here in person, or you can send me an email. I'm happy to talk about that class. It's one of my favorite ones to facilitate. Now, that's everything I have for you. Please enjoy this video from Carrie Manwiller talking about our opportunities to join our Circles for Spiritual Connection. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carrie, and I am a part of the Circles for Spiritual Connection here at the Center for Spiritual Living. During the pandemic, around May of 2020, I needed community and some encouragement. Someone mentioned the Center for Spiritual Living to me, and I started watching the services online. Then in September, I joined a circle. I'm still part of that same circle today, and meeting with them each week is something I look forward to. We meet together, check in with the group, and discuss the questions related to Sunday's talk. We've even gone on a hike together. It's a wonderful and positive experience to be a part of the circle, and it's provided a sense of connection and belonging. If you would like to be a part of a circle, I invite you to check out the information on the website.
So it's time to bring our service to a close. Before we do that, I want to remind all of you online and here in the sanctuary that we have a lovely offering of after-service prayer at noon today. You can find the link up on the screen. You can also find it on the website and the Sunday links. There are practitioners eager to sit with you and remind you of that wonderful space of okayness and presence. And now I want to close us a little differently. At first service, I could not find the first thing that we call and respond to. And I was so freaked out by that, not present, that I had to have you in the community speak, and I then answered. And that's such a lovely way to celebrate that we are now able to share our voices. I'm going to invite you to do that with me now. So I'll cue you, but then you're going to say it and I'll respond. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is, you know what? First service, this went better. I think I'm going to do it. You follow me. Something is wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it just the way that it is and just the way that it is not. So now if you would rise for the benediction and receive it with open arms. Know with me now that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Yes, please.
I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit.